What up, what up? What up, what up, what up? What up, y'all? How we looking? We on live or what? What up? JTW, aka Joy. Patty Laurent, what up? Patty, how you doing, girl? Who else we got? About to start this live off. Shout to everybody. Can y'all hear me? Give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm not sure if as I'm going through my earpiece. Anybody hear me on this joint? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if this earpiece working. Okay, dope. I see somebody said yes, we can hear you. Yo, Patty, where you at? You still on the West Coast or what? Or you back home? Okay, cool. You know, it's crazy too. I just wanted to jump in and do these lives real quick. Brisk Beats, what up, kid? We got the Beat Maker Supreme in the house, my man Brisk Beats. I see you. Last week we had a crazy conversation with my man Rich Dollars. It was so ill, I told him we got to do it again, so we gonna run it back. So I'm waiting for Rich Dollars to jump on this line. We had a crazy live last week. Had a lot of fun, so we get Rich in this place and we really started off. Soji, what up? I see you just jumped in the building. What up? My man Soji with all the athletic apparel. Looking big out there. Brisk Beats on this side of the palm. Oh, my man Ed Henner's in the building. Milwaukee in the building. What up, Ed? I mean, we got the Mover family here on a Wednesday night. Who else we got? Rome, let's grow. Rome finally showing love. Rome show love to everybody else out there. He be forgetting about his people. Christian joined. Christian, what up? We get into it in another second. But like I said, we had a dope live last week. I had to bring it back. It was fun. This ain't my normal type lives that we do. This one here is a little bit different, but you know, it's a whole different conversation. With my man Rich Dollars, shout to Rich. Let's see where this guy's at. Let me see. I get him on. But peace to all my movers in the building. Shout to Jashia. Shout, hold on. Yo, Rich, where you at? All right, let's go. See Jashia in the building. Who else we got here? Grinding Radio. Shout to Grinding Radio. Give it like another minute, y'all. Jay Prophet in the building, I see you. We definitely got a lot of familiar faces. Shout to all my movers. Y'all know how we do. Richie Dollars finally jumped in the building. This dude late as always, but it's all good. Who else we got in the building? Rob G, the General. Oh my goodness, Houston in the building.
Bro, is it
Yo,
okay for me
Rich, I
to
want
let
to
people
kill you
that's on?
sometimes. Huh?
Can we let these people join and get in the room?
Come on, you got to sit in here waiting. I'm like, yo, this dude Richie Dollars is too much, man. But what up, Rich?
What up?
Yo, Rich,
What's the word?
your connection is disgusting.
Is it me? Or is it you?
Yeah, your connection is disgusting.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, what you should do is put your joint down. I mean, if you gonna hold it, then it's all good. But
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable right here.
okay. Do me a favor. I see a lot of people in the comments. Rich, talk because it sound like your audio is off, your connection.
Does it? Yo. 1 2 1 2. Y'all hear me? If y'all hear me properly and y'all can hear everything I'm saying, then just hit me with a thumbs up. Chanel, what up, baby? My cousin in the chat. What up, Chanel? Can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me good? Prez, you hear me?
I can hear you, but it sound fuzzy, but it is what it is. Let's keep it moving. Ready? I mean, if it get
Okay.
bad, then it get bad. Maybe you move your seat. But yo, Rich, I told you we was gonna have to run this back. Last week was impromptu, and it was like one of the most fun conversations that I had in a long time. But that's just how we do. But it's the first time I kind of had a conversation like that on live because every time I get on live personally, I'm inspiring, I'm motivating, I'm trying to educate somebody. So to kind of just drop my guards and have a talk with my man and just have candid conversation, it just was fun. So I was like, yo, we got to bring this back, kid.
Facts. I had a good time last week, yo. It was good. And we had a good convo.
Nah, the convo was good. I had so many people hit me up because we went into another lane and we need to stay there. But before we go, really down the rabbit hole on because you talked about a lot of things last week, Rich, in terms of females. And really what I should have asked you, what I didn't get a chance to ask you, what is the ideal woman for Rich Dollars? So marinate on that for all of the ladies in, this live right now, and y'all think y'all could be the one. I really want to know, Rich, because you was breaking down a lot of stuff last week about women, and we had a lot, detailed discussion just about relationships. But I want to know, what is it like what's your ideal woman? What's it going to take for a woman, or what does she got to bring to the table to not just catch your eye, but to be with you and for you to claim her? So let's not get to that yet. I want to throw because there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, because I don't never see you claiming nobody like that. But let me ask you something. And this is real talk, because I was like, yo, just based off the conversation we had last week, did you see that thing with Wendy Williams earlier this week? And they was talking about it was this influencer, and there was this woman who's doing her thing, and she retired her husband who was a cop. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. I saw that all over the blogs when the woman actually did a whole conversation and was basically went on live and was telling Wendy about, hopefully you find somebody and Jesus grants you the man of your dreams and all that kind of stuff, and you could have a 23-year relationship and retire your husband. I saw it.
Okay, did you catch why the woman replied to her, like what Wendy basically was saying that made the woman give that reply? And for
Because
anybody in the comments, can you put who this woman is? Because I'm calling
Tabitha
her
Brown,
influencer, but I don't. There you go.
Yeah, somebody just tweeted. Shout out to Beautiful 47. She just tweeted Tabitha Brown.
Okay, so basically, Wendy was like, "Yo, I done been down that road. It sound good, it sound nice. You want to retire your husband, let him work on his dreams, but y'all saw the way that worked out for me. So, what is your take on
and this is real talk, and I want you to think about this. Just don't come off the dome. It's a lot of women out there who standing by their men, and they men is right about to blow. And some of these chicks been with they men, believing in them, holding them down, ride or die for years. And then when dudes blow, I mean, you got a 50-50 chance that he gonna stay with you. So are you with Wendy or you with Tabitha Brown? Like, do you believe
Okay.
when a dude blow, he gonna stick with the chick who held him down to begin with?
Okay. 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 Good topic. Good comment. Good question. Here's my answer to that. All relationships are not built equally, bro. This woman been with that man for 23 years, married for 23 years. He was on the front line. He was with her through thick and thin because she wasn't popping 23 years ago. So they built something. So as they're building something, he's on the front line. He's a cop. He was a cop.
Yeah.
He was out on the front line every day. So she felt the need because she was in a position that she wanted to retire her husband. See, there's a difference between, like, all relationships aren't good relationships, but that doesn't mean that all relationships are bad either. This woman is in a loving relationship with her husband for 23 years. There's nothing fake about 23 years. You can't fake 23 years. So they've obviously in a place where the comfort level and the love and the raising of the children and all the things that they've done together, they've done that. Like, I can't say, I don't know Wendy and Kevin's relationship was like that. I don't know what it was built on. I don't know the foundation of it. I don't know any of that. So for Wendy to just project based on her bad experiences, that's not right. Because you can't go into every relationship thinking that it's a fail. This woman been with this man for 23 years, bro. Obviously, there's something there. There's something there. You know what I mean? And for her to be in a position now, having been with this man for 23 years, to be able to retire him 15 years later, that's special. Her thing took off and she was able to do what she did because her thing took off. That doesn't mean that, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why people would ever say that there's anything wrong with that.
Nah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it either. And I love Tabitha's clapback because it was classy. You know what I'm saying? She could have went a whole different direction. And she basically was like, yo, I don't know what you had, but we got love. And that's what I hope and I pray and I wish for you. So I'm with you, Rich, when you say, yo, all relationships ain't created equal. But take them out of the mix for a second. Go ahead. Go where you about to go.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
I think the biggest part of this relationship is that they weren't in the public eye. They weren't building a relationship from a girl at Hot 97, the WBLS, and the Wendy Williams show. There was none of that. There was no managerial stuff. There was no mixing business and pleasure. These two people lived their lives and grew together and got to a point where she went on a venture and her venture took off. And they now they're reaping the benefits of that. There was no industry shit involved in their relationship 23 years ago. This man's a whole cop. This nigga's a whole cop out here walking the beat. And I don't even know what she was doing at that time. But her venture took off. And now she's able to retire her man. That's a dream, bro. That's a dream.
It is a dream. But I want to go back to the original question. And I think part of it you answered because you was like, yo, Sean, all relationships ain't created equal. I get it. But is somebody right now holding on to a nigga who he's scratching the surface of going into the league? Or he like a record away from blowing. Now she done rolled it out with him in them stink, nasty, dirty, smoke-filled studios, listen to all his bad music, and now he right there. I'm just saying, you know, is it worth? Is it? I mean, yes, Tabitha Brown. She got 23 years with a man. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people is holding on to their man right before he get drafted, and when he get in the league, we men. It's a whole different class of female that try to catch the eye of these ballers. So
Agreed.
all these women setting themselves up for hurt? Are they setting themselves up for failure? Or do you believe in love like a dude? And you a man who, you know, you have a lot of life experience. Do you believe that, you know, hey, I done went to college with my girl. She rolled it out with me when I was broke. I'm a couple of years from, or I'm right about to go into that league, or I'm right about to blow. You know, can a man stay faithful? Is he gonna do the Kanye, trade her in for a white girl?
I think that, see, this is the thing. Like, this conversation, like, there's gonna be people who have had bad experiences in relationships, and they're gonna be like, nah, all dudes is shit. All dudes ain't shit. Like, screw them all. Like, but then there's gonna be dudes who be like, my girl was sleeping with somebody, and she was a social stepper, and we come from a place where we know, don't bring your girl to the studio. Social climbing is real. So
It's
the
real.
same way a dude is a little bit wary of a woman who's going to the studio, and next thing you know, she dating that dude, or the next step up, or the next step up. If she came to meet these people. To me, I'm not gonna say that both sides don't exist, because we know they do. For me to sit here and say that there's nothing real out there would be me being a tainted, hurt, damaged person that no longer believes in love or the communion or whatever that stands for whoever it stands for. But for me to act like I could bring any girl to the studio, or any girl's gonna come with me to the club and not social climbing, social stepping, sneak a dude a number or DM a nigga tomorrow when I'm not looking, and be like, oh, I met you last night. That happens too. And it's prevalent, and it happens a lot in this day and age. People share women, people talk to women, if you're a doctor, 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna marry a nurse or another doctor just based on the proximity of where you are. So if you're a musical dude and that's your forte, and you're in the studio and the girl's in the studio with you, and she's going to meet rappers. If you are wary of that, then don't bring them around. But if you are, I guess, and you're comfortable enough in your own skin that you can move and shake and be like, yo, listen, man, I can only do the best that I can do for this relationship. I can't think for you. I can't move for you. That's how I move. I can only think for me. So if I'm doing the right thing by this relationship, and you choose the social step, or you choose to make it move, then so be it. Then I guess that wasn't the right one for me, and I got to go find it. Because for me to say that either one of these two people don't exist, we both know that they exist. There's some good girls out there, but at the same time, there's some
Well, we talking about the good girls, and is it even worth? Is it even worth if you see your man about to go, holding him down, riding with him when he's broke? That's what I'm really trying to get to, because basically what Wendy is saying is, don't do it, and she's coming from a female standpoint.
She's coming from a female standpoint of, she's coming from a female who has been burnt, or so she says, has been burnt by a man who was apparently, she thinks, took advantage of her in social climb and took her money and all the things that she says that he did to her. It's a hard thing, man. It's about trust. It's about trust. You really gotta trust your mate. And the other thing is, if a girl is with you and she ain't been through the struggle, then why would you trust her the same as you trusted somebody who has been through the struggle? If we was in the house eating mayonnaise sandwiches and coming up and you was taking me to the courts and working out and I'm going to the league now, then I know that you was there for me because you could have jumped off boat and went and tried to find somebody who was closer. So it had to be something that kept you with me. But then again, if you meet somebody 2 weeks before the draft, and she asks you what she's supposed to wear, I don't know. Maybe you should be a little wary. Maybe you should be a little wary of that. If she wasn't with you when you was putting out them badass mixtapes and putting them shits out over on iCloud and through your freaking trunk, and she wants to sign you because you just bumped into Sean Prez and you about to get a deal at Bad Boy, then maybe you should, and she want to go to the studio and asking you where Puff is every 15, 20 minutes, maybe you should be a little nervous.
Yeah, Rich, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something I ain't supposed to say, but I'm gonna keep it 100, right? We have been in some rooms, and we have been around a lot of successful celebrities, people who most people dream of being around. So let me start there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like all relationships ain't created equal, all men ain't created equal. Because most times, and this women, listen up, this is for y'all. This ain't for the dudes. This is for the women. A lot of times, groupies, they stand up when they pee. It is nothing worse than a male groupie. So sometimes, ladies, you can't do nothing. You might think I can be the best version of me. I can sex my man up. I can do all of the things a woman's supposed to do, and he ain't gonna leave me. But some dudes are just straight up cornballs. And when they get the check, when they get that acceptance that they've been looking for, it's nothing you can do anyway, because that's all they ever wanted, was to be accepted and to be able to name drop and say, I know this person and I got this chick on my arm. So first and foremost, I'm going to say, know your man, because it's a lot of cornball dudes out there, and you've been around them and I've been around them. And it is nothing worse than a male groupie. It's nothing worse than a dude who define himself by the fact that the next nigga know his name. So let's start there. But secondly, women, listen up, because I'm talking directly to you. If you got, let's just say you got a real man, right? And he start to blow, the checks start to come. It is imperative that as he grows, you grow with him. And what I mean by this, when that money comes, and when the fame and all of the different things that now enters his world, he's seeing things he ain't never seen before. He's flying first class now. And this goes for women too, because it might be the woman who came into money. But this dude is not, once upon a time, you could go to the Chinese restaurant and them 4 chicken wings and pork fried rice, give me the flats. That was good. But when you start making money, now it's Chow's, now it's Philippe's. Regular Chinese food at that local corner store, it don't taste the same no more.
Correct.
You can't think you're going to be this girl who is, you might have been dope for around the way, but you got to grow with your man. As he's traveling, I'm going to be right there with you. I'm traveling with you. As he's entering rooms and he's learning, you better be reading and you better be learning, and your brain better be expanding, because if all you know is the hood, if all you can talk about is lima beans and grits and this and that, trust me, he will outgrow you. And then you will be mad because you like, yo, this dude left me once he got paper. No, he left you because you didn't grow with him. and just be honest, relationships can't last whether money come into the picture or don't. If you are not growing together, you could be growing together poor. But if you are not going together when it's money, you will lose your man or you will lose your woman. So I will tell any chick, if you don't like to work out, you better figure it out. Hit that gym, because the type of woman he's going to see is living in that gym. They go to South America and getting their body done up. They are doing everything to make sure the external is taken care of. So you got to grow. You got to understand what you're dealing with. But you also got to continue to grow this. And that's important. And I think a lot of times people pride themselves on, yo, I don't want to be like every other woman you see out there, or I don't want to be, eating in the hood spot is good, or talking about all that stuff we used to talk about is still good. Like, no, you got to remember, you're not dealing with the same person that you knew back in the days. So that's something. What's your thoughts on that before we switch topics?
Nah, I agree with you. I agree with you that the most important part of this whole thing is growing and remaining compatible. Growing with your man or your woman and remaining compatible. There has to be real love involved. There has to be real loyalty, it just has to be a situation where you feel comfortable in your skin enough that you can make your partner comfortable in their skin. But you're absolutely right. They have to grow with you, because I didn't do all this to be stagnant and remain where I'm at. I'm doing this to grow. So if you want to be a part of this, then I need to see growth in you. And that works vice versa for men too.
Yeah.
Just because you're a woman and you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm just going to be the nigga that I was when you met me. Nah, she don't want that dude no more. Because y'all have elevated beyond that. Beyonce's not Beyonce from Destiny Child. Beyonce's Beyonce in 2021. And that's a whole different girl than Beyonce.
Whole different girl.
Jay-Z's not that dude from Reasonable Doubt. He's a whole nother dude now too. And they're growing together and they're building together. And I think that's what it's all about.
I'm going to tell you, Rich, before we switch subjects, I like that you brought Jay and Beyonce into it. Like, if Jay-Z of Reasonable Doubt had a crystal ball and he could see Jay-Z of 2021 looking like Jimi Hendrix, or looking however he got his hair grown out and the type of clothes he wear, back then when he was wearing rope chains and looking like what he was, a product of Marcy Projects, he would have laughed and said, ain't no way in the world one day I'm going to look like that Jay-Z. Impossible. That's not me. That's photoshopped. So you're right. You got to keep growing.
I got one for you. I'll never wear skinny jeans. I got too much money in my pocket. You don't never see Jay in nothing baggy no more. And he was one of the first people that was like, I'll never wear skinny jeans. My pocket's too fat. Remember that?
Yep, of course. Pants too tight, your voice too light. Okay, Rich, I'm going to ask you something because I don't want to stay on this all night long, but I love having these conversations with you. I'm going to ask you something that's going to hit a little close to home, but again, it still go down this road, and while we talking about it. So your girl, Erica Mena, and Safari, we know they getting a divorce. So she filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, Safari, I don't know if you want to say he got caught, because technically she filed for divorce. She's pissed off now because he got caught with the next woman. She just had his second child. What is your thoughts on, and I don't want to say women playing these games, because she basically went on Instagram, or went on social media rather, and made a big stink about, people messing with a married man. It's like, no, you the one who pulled that trigger. You filed for divorce. Now you claiming married man? So and I want you to speak to the women. is that dangerous ground to yo, we breaking up or I'm leaving you, come get your stuff if you not really ready for that man to walk out the door?
And that's what I was gonna say. It's a tricky game playing this social media game. It's a tricky game playing this attention seeking game. Because I can say me and such a divorce or getting a divorce right now, and we might have a conversation 45 minutes later that changes that whole concept. The papers never even made it to such and such. So I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, just because something was said via social media doesn't mean that it was absolutely correct. He could have saw what she said on social media, came home, had a conversation, was like, I want to work this out. We got another baby. And then they said they're going to work it out. And then he gets caught in Miami with another girl. And it looks crazy. But then now we're having a conversation because she said what she said over social media. And you can't take that back. Because once it hits the internet, it's out there. People see it. So now people are having the same attitude that you're having. They're having the same, they're like, yo, you said that man, y'all was divorced. That man, that was it. It's over. So he's supposed to be out there living his best life. If in fact it was really over. Now, in his defense, playing devil's advocate, you're absolutely right. If you told me it's a wrap and we done, and you sign, and I got papers sitting in my mailbox that I haven't signed yet, there's nothing for me to be loyal to. I'm gonna take care of my kids and we're gonna move on. But I'm telling you, it's that the trickiest part of this whole thing is that social media game, playing that attention-seeking game, because nobody ever really knows what is being said or done behind closed doors. They just know what you put out there for the world to read, and once you put it out there, that becomes the gospel. People are not thinking, well, maybe she put it out there so he would come home and they could have a conversation. Maybe this was the icebreaker, conversation creator, to get them into a better place. People they see what they saw, and you don't put that shit out there unless you are 100% out of your feelings and into your zone. You know where you're going with it. You know where you're going. Social media is the devil, man. It's the gift and the curse. You can get out there if your motivation is to remain on the blogs and stay hot and such and such and such and such, then by all means go for it. But if your motivation is to really work on something within your household and your family, chances are you probably shouldn't put it out there for the world to chime in on.
You know,
either one of them. You know how I feel? Like,
no. You didn't say nothing hateful. You actually spoke more in general. I just know that obviously you have an affiliation, or for what you guys do for a living with them. So I'm like, yo, this is kind of close to home, and I'm just trying to think like, yo, it's a dangerous game, Rich. Like, and I'll tell this to any woman, and I'll tell it to any man, because it go both ways. If you love that woman you with, because a dude is quick to think it's something better out there. A dude is quick to think because 2-3 other chicks is smiling at him that it's something better than what he got at home. But before you tell your significant other it is over, you better mean them words, because if not, I mean, we talking about Erica. She went and she filed divorce papers. She put the papers in from what I don't know. I don't know her personally, and I'm only getting what I got off the blog. But for what is being put out there, she filed papers. That man free to do whatever he want. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
But everybody is not going to be in that situation, and I'm just saying. I mean, we all grew up. You don't pull a gun unless you're ready to shoot it. You don't even pull out. Nobody should even know you have it on you. But if you pull it, you got to be ready to squeeze that trigger. And most important, you got to be ready for everything that come with it. So if you catch a body, be ready for that. If you now doing 100 years, be ready for that. If you took whatever, and it's the same thing. If you tell your significant other, we done, and you get a phone call the next day, and now you see pictures of your girl with the next man, or vice versa, you should have kept your mouth shut and been sure about what you said before you even said it. So that's my stance on it.
And I agree. I 100% agree that the internet is used to make you hot, and using your life as a vehicle to remain hot is a fucking catchy proposition. Because quite frankly, you could, like you just said, you're pulling out the gun before you're really, really ready to use it. And you're putting your cards on the table before you actually are ready to call this game. So be careful. And it's not just like that, because I tell people this all the time. The reason people break up on TV so quickly and so often is because the world chimes in. Now you got 100 million therapists in your DMs, in your mentions, telling you what they would do. It's so hard to go back, and you can't save face once you put it out there. Once you put your personal shit out there, you can no longer save face. And I'll give you an example. Your boyfriend cheats on you, you find out, you don't go to social media, you don't tell your sister, you don't tell your mother, you don't tell anybody. You figure out if y'all can work it out amongst each other. It's so much easier to work it out one-on-one than it is, because once you tell your sister, she got an opinion. Once you tell your mother, she got an opinion. Once you go on social media and put the picture of him in the car with the other girl, the world got an opinion. Now you're no longer working on fixing a relationship. You're more concerned with embarrassing yourself. The position you put you in. I'm embarrassed. I want to go back. I can't go back. I can't go back because I already put it out there, and I'm going to look like a sucker if I go back. I'm going to look weak if I go back. When really, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face because you're in love. And that nigga had an indiscretion, or she had an indiscretion. And now you can't fix it, because as soon as you go back, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, no. Why would you? And you're going to have to live with that. And it becomes your calling card. Now everybody sees you, and they're looking at you like, girl, you in the mall minding your business, and somebody walk up to you and say, girl, I would have never took that nigga back. Girl, homeboy, why would you ever go back with her, bro? She slept with your man. Why would you ever do it? That's what you're dealing with. So be careful. Be careful. Sometimes the best therapy is one-on-one. The doctor don't never bring 50 people in when they put you on the couch. They talk to you one-on-one. Remember that.
It's good gems, Rich. Good job. Wise man. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to my question I asked you earlier.
Okay.
You know, we had a dope conversation on live last week. It's the first time I ever actually had like this type of dialogue on live. And I told you I was going to bring you back, but it dawned on me once we finished, I should have asked you. So I'm going to ask you this week. What characteristics is Rich Dollaz looking for in a woman? How can a woman get, and hear me out, Rich, because I know it's easy to get your attention, but how can she keep your attention? How could, at this point in your life, somebody get a person like a Rich to not just lock them down, but Rich ain't messing with nobody else out there in the street?
You ready?
Yep.
I tell this to women all the time. The body women, the face women. For every bad B, there's a dude who's sick of fucking with her.
Hold up. Say that again.
For every bad chick, there's a dude who's sick of fucking with her. It has to be more than aesthetics. Aesthetics get your attention. That conversation keeps your attention. Then once you get beyond the aesthetics the conversation, then you start looking at somebody's heart. We had this conversation last week, and it will be very, very hard for me to find somebody because I'm a product of today's environment. I'm a product of today's society. I'm a product of what we spoke about last week. People are always preparing for war, even in times of peace. Relationships should never be like that, bro. You should never have to worry about if your girl's taking pictures of you or filming a conversation or doing any of those things. And that's more of an industry thing. But we're dudes who are building relationships in the industry. And I've always said this. It's going to be so difficult because as times change and technology changes, as do people's hearts. And people would get mad at you back in the day and they would curse you out. Or a girl would pop up at your job. Or a girl would blow your phone line up. Now it's something different. Now it's social media. Now a girl's putting out your text messages. Now girls putting out dick pics. Now girls doing all the different things that she's doing to hurt you. And that shit is harder to come back from. It's going to be hard. I think I might have even told you this. I'm gonna have to go back and find my girlfriend from like 2003 and find out if she got a man and make her my girl again. I'm gonna have to go back and find the one that I missed out on because what I'm living today, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that rat race. I don't want to be a part of worrying about what's she gonna do when she mad at me. Is she gonna put my phone number out? Is she gonna you're supposed to be, when you're with your girl, you're supposed to be able to say anything, do anything, look any kind of way, and be comfortable with that. And know that whatever happens within the confines of this house is gonna happen within the confines of this house. And it'll never, ever go outside of these doors. I can't say I can meet a person today and feel like that, Sean. I don't know if I can meet a person today and genuinely feel like that. Because it's her job to make me feel like that until it isn't like that. That's 2021. That's what we're living in. It's your job to make me feel good until it's time for you to expose me when I felt good.
Okay, you done? So I don't know that you necessarily answered my question, so I'm gonna ask it, and then I got some comments on what you just said. Can a woman get your heart? Is there a woman out there?
Yes.
And what does she have to bring to the table?
A woman can get my heart. A woman has to have an old soul. A woman has to be super duper loyal. Obviously, she has to be educated. She has to look good. She has to be comfortable in her own skin. And I don't mean, when I say look good, I don't mean the trip to Dominican Republic for the titties and the ass and all of that. I mean comfortable in your skin. You who you are. Like I've never really been a big body person anyway. So all that big titties and ass stuff don't impress me because I'm more of a face guy. I always have been. I like beautiful women. I like smart women. I want to know that you're not here for anything other than me. And then I will give you everything I have. If I feel comfortable that you're only here for me. That's the important thing. The important thing is not feeling like I owe you a Rolex, or I owe you an AP, or I owe you a Gucci bag, or a Louis bag, or a Birkin bag. I don't owe you anything. Love does not mean I owe you anything. If I can find a woman who can make me feel like I want to give you those things, that'll be the woman. That's the woman. Not the one who comes in demanding those things, because I don't owe you nothing for sex. I don't owe you a Birkin. I don't owe you $27,000, $47,000, $57,000 because we fucked. Are you crazy? Make me feel like I want to give you my last. Make me feel like I got $57,000 in the bank and I'm about to buy a bag with it. I want to feel like that. And the woman who can make me feel like that, she can have all that plus some, and that's the woman who's going to lock me down. You know why? Because less is always more.
Dope, Rich.
Now,
Dope.
did I answer your question?
Yes, you answered my question finally. You said some dope stuff, but this time you actually answered the question. But here's what I'm going to say to the first part of what you were saying. Rich, and granted, and I don't even know, okay, you turn the light on. Granted, you and me live different lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
You my brother, but we live different lives. You coming in contact with a whole different type of chick that I don't want no part of. Let's just put that out there. I'm happy where I'm at. But
Right.
if you in a strip club, if you in places and that's where you finding your girl at, then kind of 9 out of 10, you gonna have to worry that in your words, in times of peace, she preparing for war and she slipping pictures of you and taking videos and making sure that when this thing don't go right, I got all the ammunition I need to bury him publicly. But you knew that when you got with her, because you knew by virtue of when you met her that she was one of them types of chicks. So I'm just putting out there to you, as my brother, my younger brother, you like, maybe you not getting what you want because you shopping in the wrong store. Like, so I'm just saying,
I got
you ain't going on a. Okay, that's. Are we here? Because you picking, like you trying to go to, the Honda car lot and get a Bentley. You not getting a woman who's worth all that you say you want in a strip club. I'm sorry. And I know I'm offending some people right now, but you not getting a woman like the best predictor of the future is the past. You get with Kim Kardashian, you know what you get. I don't care what nobody say. You get with J-Lo, you know what you're getting. It just is what it is. I'm not saying a woman can't pull the wool over anybody's eyes. But what I am saying, if you can get control of your emotions for a second and stop feeling like, yo, I did it because such and such smiled at me, and now I'm in love, but she done ran through and dogged out and made every other dude leading up to you look crazy on the gram. What makes you think you're gonna be any different? You're not getting garbage, or you're not getting quality shopping in the garbage can. It just don't work like that.
Okay. That's good. That was fucking good. Touche, Sean. Too fucking shame. Now, with that, I will say this. The number one problem with men and women is they think that they can change their mate.
There you go.
You meet a girl, you see her heart, you see her potential, you see her education comes out, and you're like, oh my God, she's not what people think she is. I can bring the best out of her. When in reality, you probably can't. Nobody can do anything that nobody can make you do anything that you don't want to do. I can lead the horse to water, I can't make it drink. I can go into the church right now, and I could meet a woman, and that same woman is gonna come home, and and for some odd reason, the worst is gonna come out of her in a scenario. No matter, I honestly feel like people feel like they can change people, and they can't. And the energy that you attract is the energy, maybe it's the energy that I give. Because you know me for real in real life. So you know that the Richie D that everybody thinks they know is not even who I am, bro.
Correct.
I don't go out. Like, we spent years in the club. Like, if I never go to another club ever in life, I went to 10 years worth of clubs too many. People think what they see you, they think what they're getting. And it's hard to change that narrative because in their mind, that narrative's already been created. So you're meeting people and you're trying to change them, and they're trying to change you. And nobody wants to change unless it makes sense.
No, that's
real. I don't
real.
even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to explain it.
No, I think you said it as plain, as you possibly can. You ain't changing nobody. And that's a whole other conversation. You ain't changing nobody. And with that being said, and before we wrap it up, and again, I'm gonna speak directly to the women. Like, just coming off of this whole you ain't changing nobody. Ladies, listen up. When you interested in a dude, and a dude is telling you up front what it is. I am emotionally unavailable. Right now, I don't want a girl. I'm not looking for a relationship. But you pursue him anyway. And after a certain amount of time that you thought you was going to change him, with whatever tricks you was doing, whatever you was putting on him in the bedroom, and then you hit this same man who told you from the gate what it was. And now it's, we got to talk. What are we doing here? What do you mean? Like, what? You ain't changing nobody. Because the man, like, I know this is off the beaten topic, but it's kind of down that same road. You ain't, I'm the same person you met before you thought you was going to change my mind. It ain't nothing changed. So now, 3 months later, you want to know what we're doing. We're doing exactly what I said we was doing 3 months ago that you agreed to. Would you agree with that, or am I coming out of left field?
I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. That goes back to what I was saying. It's almost like people don't listen when you give them what it is. It's almost like people only take from that what they want to take from that. So if you said, this is what we're going to do, they will ignore that shit because it's not what they want to hear. And then in 3 months, you'll be having a conversation and you'll be swearing up and down, but I told you exactly what it was. And she was not, or he will not have heard it because they did not want to hear it in that moment. It's the same thing we deal with in the studio, Sean. You can go tell a rapper, this record is not going to work, bro. Do not. And then 2 days later, this nigga don't leak that record. And in 4 months, he looking at you like, why is this record not popping? I told you why it wasn't popping. I told you why it was not going to pop, and you still wanted to put it out. Because you did not want to hear me, bro. Everything, unless I'm saying what you want to hear, you don't want to hear me. And that's a horrible way to live life. I want to hit the good and the bad and make a educated decision based on what I'm learning and what I'm knowing from somebody who has either been there before, has the experience, older, seen it, whatever the case may be. I want to take all those pros and cons and weigh them out and then make an educated decision. Some people don't want to do that. They want to be with Sean Prez. Sean Prez tells you the caveat to being with Sean Prez. They ignore that shit. In 3 months, you're having a conversation about why they're not getting what they want out of it, but you told them 3 months ago exactly what this was going to be. And they did not want to hear you, my friend. They did not want to hear you.
Nah.
You hit that on the nose. You hit that on the nose.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something. Rich, it's crazy. because I love these are definitely offline conversations that we bring into live. I hope people are enjoying it. Um, you know, we got to do this again. Like I told you last week, we got to do it again. Um, I truly in my heart believe, and I ain't trying to be a sucker about this. I believe it's a lot of dope, wifeable wife women out there. Um,
Mhm.
I don't believe everybody is out there with ulterior motives and agendas. I believe that there are a lot of A class dope wives, not you know just a chick I'm messing with because she look good and we take good pictures together. None of that. I'm talking about dope women. So I'm gonna leave you on this, and I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick this up next week because as you was talking, I was thinking, um, you know, and this is a question for you because you are who you are. You date a lot of women, but a lot of your women are young. Can can women who got a few years on them, are they still as valuable to a man like yourself as maybe a younger woman who got really nothing going for her, but she looked good on the gram? So sit on that. I guess we'll pick that up next week because I gotta believe it's a lot of women who are gonna want to know the answer to that and what you think about that.
Yo, what the fuck did you just?
What your signal went out. What you said?
I said, what the fuck did you just do, yo? That's crazy. I'm glad you. Okay, I got a week. I got a week to get that together because that's
You got a
touchy.
week to get.
That's touchy. You might
But
get me
this
canceled
is
fucking around.
nah. This is where we gonna start. I think if for nothing else, women love your honesty, man. You've been very honest with these conversations. I think it's a dope conversation.
Yeah,
All right, Playboy.
I have fun with it. You
Yo,
gotta do it.
let me ask you something because there's people trying to get in this. Do you think we should let somebody in, or we should just end it for the night?
Nah, you can let a person in. Let one in. Let one in. Fuck it. Let one in.
Male
Let's
or
see what they got to
female?
say.
Male or female?
Female. I don't want to hear no male perspective. We got two male perspectives. I want to hear female. I want to hear female.
Ladies, ladies, hit that button down there if you're trying to get in this conversation. You got questions for Richie Dollars. We take one lady. I'm just gonna randomly pick somebody before we end it.
I'm looking at my little cousin on here, and she's reading me the riot act. Leave them little girls alone, Richie. Chanel, knock it off. My little cousin Chanel from Ocala. Shout out my cousin Chanel from Ocala, Florida. She got a good life, man.
Okay, I think that this is a female. I just let into the conversation. We'll see if she's still available. But if you're a female, you're trying to get in the conversation, you got a question for Richie Dollars, jump in. If not, we're gonna just end it. Maybe she's not there anymore. Let's see. Okay, I just tried to let somebody else in. If not, we call it a day. All right, Rich. Nobody. Okay, somebody just jumped up. If you're a female, can you get in on this conversation?
That girl said she camera shy. Why you send a request for, mama?
Yeah, I don't know who's trying to get in. They hit me like they trying to get in, but I can't tell. So we leave it. I'm gonna try one more time, and after that, we leave it alone. I just sent out the invite. If not, we leave it alone. We catch you back here next Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe Instagram acting up. It's
Nah, you
saying
know
they
what's
trying to get in.
crazy? Your
Huh?
thing did that to me last week. when my phone died and I tried to get back in, I was sending requests, and it kept saying it was going through, but it never went through.
Can you invite him in from your side?
Nah, because this is your chat.
I got you. Next week we're gonna have to do it from your joint.
Yeah, I got to get my motherfucking aesthetics together. Your shit look nice, well lit. You look like you got a whole little situation.
Yeah, I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure we got money.
I'm in the dark.
Okay, we got somebody. It better be. It better be a female.
Hey, y'all.
What's up?
Hey, Richie. Like I said, on this conversation about the men and women or whatever, like I said, I think I came in on the end of the conversation. But, so true. It's like, well, I'm gonna say all men, but the majority of the men these days, they go on for like the women with the big ass and the big titties, and then look up at a woman like me, like I'm just, I mean, like I said, I'm not finna go ahead and get no fake ass and no fake titties for you to like me. That I'm not finna do. But then look up a plain, like I say, plain Jane.
Right.
And I'm like, why? But like I say, why is it? Why is it? Why do some men do that?
Prez?
I'm gonna let you go. She came in. I'm assuming you want Richie dollars because this was really for you, Rich. I'm more than welcome to share my opinion, but go ahead, Rich.
It's
neither one of y'all. I'm just, it's neither one of y'all to answer.
I'm going to keep it short and quick. Oftentimes, sweetheart, a man is based on what they're looking at, based on their own low self-esteem. A lot of times, people aren't always looking for what's best for them. They're looking for what the next person is going to be impressed with, or the next person is going to say something to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I don't take offense to people who I don't take offense to people who saying, "Oh, I need this or I need that." In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, do you think that what makes you even qualified to have that? It's easy to say what you want. It's easy to say what you deserve. But when you go to bed at night and you look up at the walls, do you honestly feel like you deserve that? And that's why I feel like a lot of dudes are. A lot of dudes are making moves based on something that's fake and trying to impress their friends. When in reality, that's the worst thing you can do. Fred?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, see what you're saying.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But like I was getting ready to say, like I said, I mean, I'm not the richest, but I got goals. I got goals that I want to achieve. Like I said, I want to be a social worker. But like I said, I'm going back to school, and I'm, trying to further my career in my field I want to go into. But it's like guys like, they be wanting, like I said, the fake ass, big titties, or somebody that's, oh yes, man, she got a fake, she got a big ass. Yeah, I talked to her. Or it's like they want superficial instead of somebody that's real.
So I'm gonna tell you this before we kind of log off. And this is just my honest opinion. The men, maybe you not looking in the right place. Maybe you not, because the men who are looking for superficial, they not looking for you, right? Just like you not looking for a superficial man.
No.
So
I want somebody that's,
Yeah, I believe that the everybody got a match. There's somebody for everybody out there. But if you not honest with yourself and who you are and what qualities I want, you're gonna attract. Just because, and this has nothing to do with you personally, so I'll just make it a blanket statement, right?
Okay.
If 9 men look past you because they're superficial and they want chicks who went over to South America and did whatever they did, had body enhancements, they was never for you to begin with. I wouldn't even include those men. But for that one dude who you're what he's looking for, you're never gonna have to worry about all those other issues. So to me, you shouldn't even make a blanket statement about it seems like men are looking for X, Y, and Z. There are a lot of men that are looking for X, Y, and Z. But those are not the men who would be looking for you to begin with, and you ain't looking for them niggas to begin with. So just start to wave your flag and put yourself in position with men who I'm not interested in. I'm interested in being a hardworking man. I'm interested in being somebody who can provide for my family. And if that dude come up short, or that pool of men come up short, then you can be like, yo, these men are, you know, they ain't no good. They just looking for superficial women. But if you looking in that pool that got a bunch of dudes who, you know, they're looking for a whole different type of women to begin with, then you're going to be disappointed off the bat. Just like me.
Yeah.
There's a certain kind of woman that I want, period. I'm not even entertaining. I don't care how you look. There's a certain kind of woman that is attractive to me. She got to have a brain. She got to have a good heart. She got to be somebody who can hold a damn conversation, right? Like real talk. She got to keep like where's the intellect? Can you do basic things? Can you clean? Is your house clean? That matters to Sean Prez. It might not matter to some men, but it damn sure matters to me. So when I chose mine, that's what I'm choosing her based on. I'm not choosing her based on the fact that she's looking for a dude who, you know, I don't know whatever other kind of, I'm looking for somebody who fits that criteria. So if you first can identify what it is that you want in a man, and then start looking in that pool where those men can be found, you probably won't feel like all men want a certain kind of woman, because the men you're looking for, they not interested in those women. And trust me when I tell you, there's somebody for everybody. It really, really is. So hopefully I said something, and hopefully my words were articulate and you could understand them. And, this helps. But I really think that a lot of time people get jammed up because they are looking, and it sounds cliche, but you're looking for love in all the wrong places. You're looking for, birds of a feather flock together. If you're around a bunch of dudes who all they care about is, chicks that want Birkin bags and chicks that want, then you're going to be disappointed when they ain't looking your way. But if you're around people who are into education, they're into taking care of their family, raising their kids, and I'm not saying none men are perfect, but at least you'll find a lot more success with them talking to you. So hopefully that helped.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm about to jump out this live. What's your name, young lady?
Shaka, but everybody call me Chili though.
Chili.
Yeah.
So very nice to meet you, Chili. And I hope Rich and myself said something that makes some sense to you. But trust me, like every man ain't looking for what you think he's looking for. I'm telling you that.
Sean, before we log off, I got some of the regulars. I know you was just talking, so I'm looking at DJ Whatever. Shout out to DJ Whatever. Shout out to my sister Rashona. She's in the chat room. Shout out to my cousin Elaine, Chanel. Thank y'all for coming out, man. I'm looking at the comments, and you know what? When me and Prez, this is how this shit usually starts. We usually are having a conversation around 5:30, and then we be like, yo, fuck it, let's go on live. You know what I'm saying? Because we be having a conversation anyway, but I like this. I love it. I love to have these kind of conversations because the negativity, it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of negativity in the room, and I guess y'all kind of appreciate what we're doing and keeping it real.
I do, because like I said, this is my second time catching y'all.
Like, y'all kind of appreciate what we doing, and we appreciate that y'all appreciate it, so we're going to continue to do it. It's a good time, man. We've been having a good time these last couple of weeks. I just wanted to say that.
No, we really have. Chili, thank you, girl. And
all right.
Rich, next week, 7:30?
Let's do it. Next week, 7:30. We locked in.
Chili, you gonna be back with us next week at seven
For
thirty?
sure, for sure, for sure.
All right, y'all.
For
Y'all be
sure.
good.
All right, Sean.
Later.
Cool.
All right.